It doesn't pop back up. If it does, I don't understand because we'll use this mic for like this entire season of the podcast. Bruh, leave me alone. USB not recognized. Anyways, welcome back to the podcast. Today, it's going to be very, very short again. I already warned you guys yesterday. But before we review the singular USHL game that happened today, we got an injury update. We got somebody returning from an injury. We got a big extension. And we got a couple more people returning from injuries. So we got about 3 people returning from injuries, a big extension, and injury update to talk about today. So we got some things to talk about. We're going to do all that before the podcast, before we actually review the games, because that's what we do every podcast. We review, we talk about any of the extra stuff that we have to talk about before the actual podcast comes up, like injuries, extensions, injury updates, trades, free agent signings, waivers, everything like that. That's not about reviewing the actual games. We'll be doing that. So, let's do it. First of all, Joseph Woll has returned. He played the Maple Leafs today. He did not have that good of a game, we'll just say that. But we will review that game tomorrow, and I'll talk about it tomorrow. But that's not what we're doing today, because that's not what we do here. We review the games the day after they happen, so we can consistently keep doing this every day. So, yeah. Joseph Woll's returned, so Joseph Woll, Anthony Stolarz might be one of the best goalie tandems in the league if they can both stay consistent. Anthony Duclair. Injury has been confirmed of what the timeline is. He'll be out for 4 to 6 weeks. So meaning that he'll be back anywhere from late November to mid-December. Ish. Any earliest he can be back, I would say, is late November. The latest he'll be back is mid-December. That was a lot better than I expected. I expected him to be out for a couple months. That's a good sign. Maybe he can get back in time for the Islanders to compete for the wild card spot still. But they just need to get some points until he goes back. And then let's go over the other returning from injuries. 2 returners for the New Jersey Devils, both in defense. Luke Hughes is returned and was in the lineup for today's game against the Detroit Red Wings. And Brett Pesce is also in the lineup today for Detroit in their game against the Detroit Red Wings. Brett Pesce is a top 4 defenseman for the Devils, which is a huge piece if he can lock down defensively while getting 40 points. Getting around 30 to 40 points on defense. Well, let's play lockdown defense. Good evening to you too, Doug. Thank you for joining. But yeah, and also Luke Hughes might take a step up this year, but we'll have to see him and Seamus Casey. Seamus Casey is doing pretty good. See if Luke Hughes improve his spot. Okay, last thing we talk about before we review Wednesday's game is Shea Theodore got a 7-year extension. Oh, I gotta look at exactly what the contract is. 7 years, $7.25 million, I believe. I believe. Let's see. Shea Theodore contract. 7-year, $7.425 million contract extension. That's $7.425 million per year, like a $51 million and some change deal. Good deal. Shea Theodore is a good offensive defenseman. He can get you 50 to 60 points. Well, I would say maybe even more. I would say like 50 to 65 points defensively, playing good defensively. He is part of that 3-headed dragon defensively for Vegas with him, Petrangelo, and Noah Heffernan. He's a big piece of that top 5 Vegas defense, and it's really, he's a huge piece of that. Knowing that he got locked up for 7 years is huge for Vegas. That's 7 years of number one type of defenseman. Like, he's not the number one right now. I mean, he might be, actually. Petrangelo might be, too, and Hefner might be. I don't know. It's kind of tough, but I don't know exactly. But, yeah. Those are the things we got to talk about. Now let's talk about Wednesday singular NHL game, and then we're done. Other than Capitals, at least this time when we had one game, we had 9 goals to talk about, and not just like, what was it, like 6 goals, 7 goals? I mean, actually, that's not bad as I thought. But at least this game was kind of competitive towards like the third period. But before that, it really wasn't. Taylor Radish opened the scoring for the Capitals, second of the season. This is by Mikolorith and Sandin, 4:50 into the first period. Nick Dowd's second of the season. This is by Sandin and Portas, 2:49 in the second period. Connor McMichael's second of the season. He's staying hot. This is by Pierre-Luc Dubois and Mikolorith, 4-4 in the second period. Connor McMichael's second of the night and third of the season. This is by Van Riesbeck and Pierre-Luc Dubois, 7:16 in the second period. McMichael's on fire. 2:04 into the second period. Konechny brings it back with just in 3. Gets one of those back for the Flyers. On the power play, third of the season, assisted by Matt Dve and Michikov, and Jamie Drysdale, his first assist of the season and as a Flyer. Owen Tippett brings it back within 2, assisted by Zamula and 4 assists, 6:16 in the second period. Michikov on the power play, his third of the season and third of his career, assisted by Tippett and Drysdale, 6:36 in the third period, brings it back within 1. Pierre-Luc Dubois said on his empty net goal unassisted. Maybe he can have a good year. He's had a bad years in the past couple years. He's proven that he can be really good, but he's also proven to be really bad. So we'll have to see. Maybe he can bounce back here. He's had 3 assists already on the year, and he got a goal now. Alexander Ovechkin, second in the season in the empty net. So by Dylan Strome, 18:50 in the third period. He is 39 goals away from tying Wayne Gretzky's record, 40 goals away from breaking it. Don't think he's going to do it this year, but I think if he doesn't do it this year, he's going to break it next year. I think he's going to break it next year. And also, before I talk about a couple other things, today's the season finale of Season 5. Try to put that in the title real quick. I'm going to put that in the title real quick. I'm going to quickly edit that. It's more tempting for people to click on it. Season finale. Wait, did I spell that right? I think so. Hold up. No, wait. I did spell that right. Okay. I was actually surprised I spelled that right. Not gonna lie to you. Not gonna lie to you. Yeah. Okay, I had to add that to the title so people want to click on this video if they see it. Season finale. Season finale in all caps and 2 exclamation points in the NHL USHL podcast season year episode 20 season 5. Okay, so we're gonna go over what we're gonna do in the future, specifically tomorrow and Saturday and whatever. Just go over the thank you for the kind words, Doug. You too. So yeah, what we're gonna do in the near future within the next couple podcast episodes, starting tomorrow. What are we gonna do tomorrow? I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do my podcast after the USHL games end. I'm going to the Big Fine Saints game as I go to the Big Fine Saints home game, and I will be not as soon as I get back, but not too long after I get back. So probably around, let's see, since it's a weekend, I can do it whenever, as long as it's before midnight. So I get back at like 10. I'll do it at like 10:30 to 11, like I am doing it today. I'm going to review all the Friday USHL games. Then it'll be fresh on my mind. So I have my honest opinions on that. I mean, I do, but I have my honest opinions on every game, but especially then, since all the games just happened, especially the Fighting Saints game. And then I'll be reviewing today's NHL games, because in case you didn't know, you haven't been watching these podcasts, just in case, just for a reminder, every day, the NHL games. The next day, we review it on the podcast. And you may be wondering, why don't I just review it the day of? I don't have a set time that I do my podcast every day. So I don't know if there's going to be games going on right then. If there's not, what the score is going to be, what time in the game is going to be. So it's easier if I just have enough to do every single day, because this is a daily podcast. So if I do that, what I have been doing, I can pump out content every single day. And if I don't do that and I hop on the podcast as soon as after all the games are done, first of all, it's going to be late and I need to go to school. Second of all, it doesn't really make any sense because I could just review them the next day and I can continue to pump out good quality podcast episodes every day. So hopefully that clears up the question. If you still have questions, you can go to the comment section. Wait, can you even comment on my video? You should. Because I click on them every single day to not be made for kids, so you can like do the basic stuff. You know what I'm saying? I really hope you're able to comment. Like right now, you'll be able to go live, and if I'm live, ask me the question live. Okay, I want to hear your question so I know how to make my podcast better. You get what I'm saying? Hope you guys ask any questions in the comment, like after the podcast are done. If you have any questions about anything in the podcast or just in general, comment on there. I will try to respond if I see it. And if I'm live and you got a question about what's happening, what happened, what's going to happen, chat it down live. I will try to answer your questions as best as possible so we're all on the same page and you all enjoy the podcast the same amount. I am just trying to see here. I know you can't see it, but I'm on my other monitor. I'm trying to figure out. Can you comment? I'm pretty sure you can. I've got comments before. I'll check it out if this podcast is done. I know you can chat. Because you are chatting right now. Doug's chatting right now. And I don't know if I can comment. If you can comment after, we'll figure it out. Because I know you can't turn on the post notifications, which is goofy too. But yeah, I don't know. So yeah, I just asking questions if you have any. I post these. Okay, so right before I go live on my Intermission Podcast blog on Facebook, I will be live at whatever time I'm going live. Then after I'm done with the podcast, I upload it on my USHL discussion page. If you haven't already joined that, join that. On Facebook, it's called USHL Discussion. Join that. You won't have to answer any questions. Just go in there, then click submit. I'm pretty sure something like that. And then I will have to accept you into my group, which I will. Either me or any of my other admins. I have like 2 other admins, so they will accept you too. So that, and then I also upload it on the Saints for Life group. That is not my group, so I still think you should join that though. It's called Saints for Life on Facebook. It's not my group, but you should still join it. I'm in it. A bunch of other, like 1,000 other Saints fans literally are in there. So join that. If you're a Saints fan, you're just a USHL fans, join that. It's a good group. I also post it on X, the Intermission Podcast blog on X. You're also known as Twitter. Make an all-star team for NHL someday. Like, do you want me to like come up with like a mock NHL draft team, or are you just trying to give me a vote of confidence that I can make the NHL all-star team? Please elaborate on that, please. Thank you. But yeah, I posted on there. I also account, so you probably won't see it on there, but it's on there sometimes. Every day actually after the podcast, not sometimes. Lastly, I upload on Discord. Please join the Discord if you haven't already. It's just the Intermission Podcast blog Discord. Join that on Discord if you haven't already. I know Doug's in there. Ashley's in there. I'm pretty sure that's all that's in it right now. Everybody else, if join, please. We want to get that up. Who do you think is the best coach in the NHL? That's very subjective. I think John Tortorella is really good. I know his team for the Flyers isn't very good, but what he's made out of that Flyers team is ridiculous. How they almost made the playoffs last year. Rick Tocchet for the Vancouver Canucks is really good. Paul Maurice, I really like Paul Maurice for the Florida Panthers. He's really good. Paul, oh my god, I forgot his name. Paul Laviolette, I think, for the Rangers. He's really good. Oh, Martin St. Louis for the Canadiens. Really good too. What's some other really good coaches in the NHL? Greg Berube is actually doing pretty decent with the Leafs. I know they're like 500 right now, but I think I like him though. I like the direction he's leading them. Lindy Ruff's not bad. Sheldon Keefe's not bad. Ooh, I gotta think of a couple more coaches. Chris Knobloch, he's good. I like him for the Oilers coach. I do like him. The Stars coach, I don't remember his name. Same thing with the Avalanche. I don't remember either one of the coaches' names, but he's really good. Cool. Maybe. I'll think about that. That's not a bad idea. I'll think about that. Something else I could do monthly. And also, that's another thing I'll bring up. Every month, I do power rankings. So basically, I do every month. It doesn't matter. It could be early, like for next month. We'll just use next month as an example. It could be early November, mid-November, or late this November. It really just depends on whenever I'm ready to do it and whenever it makes sense to do it. So I will try to let you guys know ahead of time, but if not, just join up and it'll be in the title, you know. And yeah, I do those once a month. Could be any time during the month, but once a month, I do power rankings. To keep up with the NHL and just so you guys know my thoughts and opinions on NHL teams, where I think NHL teams rank, and just to overall keep up with the NHL. I think it's a really good way to keep up with the NHL, but I think it's good. If you guys don't like it, just comment. But I think you guys like it. I think it'll be fine. I like it. So yeah, that's going to do it for the podcast episode. I just try to get a lot of stuff off my chest. Not really off my chest because I wasn't really worried about it, but just like overall out there for like new viewers, because I know I got 85 views yesterday in my video. That's the highest views I got by like double. Thank you guys for getting like me almost 90 views. Thank you guys. So that's why I want to get this stuff off my chest and just out there. So for the new viewers that join, they know what this podcast is about, and they can come in here and enjoy the podcast without any questions. And if they do, they know they're able to ask me questions about this podcast anytime. Like on my discussion group, you can just make a post in there. You make a comment on one of my posts about my podcast and ask me questions. Saints for Life group, you can do that. Any of my actual accounts on X, either one of my Facebook accounts, including the Intermission Podcast blog and my other like main one just for me, like personally. And in my Discord, you can ask me questions anywhere that you can contact me. You can ask me questions about the podcast and just thoughts and opinions. And if you'd like me to change something or add something, please let me know. But continue to watch these podcasts. I mean, I hope you guys are enjoying these podcasts. So yeah, that's going to do it for today. Like the video if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't already. If you subscribed already, it should be gray and say subscribed. You cannot turn on post notifications. Don't know why. But if you can, do it. But if it says no, it says you can't, don't even worry about it. Continue to watch these podcasts. Hope you enjoy these podcasts. And yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow for tomorrow is episode 1 of season 6, season opener. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your night. Have a good sleep. Have a good day tomorrow. Peace.